back, folks. It's episode 8. I have an air conditioning going and an air purifier, so if it picks up on the microphone, too bad. It's 100 degrees. I'm not exaggerating. It feels like 100 degrees. It's about 93 out. It's pretty brutal. So if you could hear a little bit excess noise, which I don't know as if you can. I don't think you can. That's why. Anyways. So we're back with episode 8. And this is a very important episode. We'll be getting to that in just a second. But before I do, just want to say thanks for listening again and coming back for episode 8. Last week we had an episode. The week before we missed out on one due to scheduling conflicts and technical difficulties. But episode 8, this is a big episode, as I just mentioned. It's a big episode because, newsflash, it is the season 1 finale. Oh, shit. No, that's not the right one. What's the... No, it's not that either. It's not that either. And now I have just a continuous keyboard playing now. See, this is why it's a season finale, is because we are completely messing this up. There we go. It's a season finale. So what does that mean for season finale? It means I'm taking a break. Why? Not because of anything bad. I have a very busy next few weeks, and I need to spend a lot of time preparing for those next few weeks for things I'm going to be doing. Second reason, I need to take a minute to step back and work on some more TuneHQ logistics in terms of growing the page, growing the community, and building a better space. So I'm going to try and focus on expanding our social medias, and just more of like the boring number logistics, trying to crack some codes to get a bigger fan base on the podcast. Now, how am I going to do that if there's no podcast? That's a good question. I'm going to figure out. Third case in point, feels fitting. I think we've done a lot of episodes pretty similar, and I'm ready for a fresh start. So season 2 is going to be exciting. I already have some ideas. I think, case number 4, it's going to be a little bit different than what we're used to, and I think that's a great thing. I think, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but we get to do some new things, maybe new segments, or maybe change the whole segment thing as a whole. I still want to keep the whole... the general funness and lightheartedness with segments and everything to come with it, because I like it. It keeps it nice. Keeps it nice and fun. However, I do want to promise guests in the future. Guests will be coming. I promise. My fault mostly. So it's gonna happen. We're gonna have guests on here. It's gonna be a blast. And I think the whole podcast show is going to turn into more interview based. That's the whole goal. Not that I don't like talking, just me and you, but when we're talking about music, it's hard for me to only talk about my personal opinions and beliefs. I want to make this channel or this show grow in terms of hearing other people's opinions and me interviewing. Yet, I want to keep the segment portions of the show going. In a way, just to kind of keep the flow of the episodes. Now, I don't want to talk more because then it just doesn't matter and you don't care. Like, I'll figure it out. But I'm not trying to scare anyone for the handful of people that are listening, which is the other thing. You know, this podcast takes a lot to do in terms of prep, setup, ideas, writing. I don't write scripts, and I actually don't even have my notebook with me right now. But usually I have just a little bit of a set arranged ideas, and it's becoming dry, so I need to take a step back and really take however many weeks. Like I said, I don't think it's going to take long, but however many weeks to really, really prepare this next episode, the start of season 2. Because this podcast is the future of this whole company of TuneHQ. However, like I just said, it's the least it's the least, I don't want to say profitable because it's not about that, but got to make some money to put into this show. So I need to focus more on where I am making the money from this, and really take a step back and rebuild. We're going to rebuild this empire that Tune HQ is. I see rebuild as if it fell, but it didn't fall. We're just taking a break. We're going to breathe for a little bit. But, this is going to be just a normal episode to just to end things. I want to just do some normal segments like we always do, and end it the same way we started season 1. Now, I did have my co-host, guest host, whatever, Trey, on the first 2 episodes. That was awesome. And this has been 6 episodes of just me, so it's okay. I think we did a real good job continuing the show. But we're going to take a step back, like I said. And I promise, guests coming soon. Those listening that know me, you can be a guest. I don't care. We're going to get a guest every episode, with a few in between. Maybe the start of season 1 will just be me again. But like I said, guests will be 75% of the episodes. So that's really exciting, and I'm going to hold my word to that. It's going to happen. We're going to figure it out one way or another. The other thing is I still want to keep to the weekly Sunday night schedule. But like I said, we're going to take a few weeks off. I think it'll only be 2-3 weeks, maximum of 4. But it's going to be good. Like I said, I just got a lot of stuff going on, and we're gonna expand the community in the meantime to get more people to come back for season 2. We're gonna keep it more interesting. It's hard to just talk about music by myself. Like I said, we actually did have a guest, but due to technical difficulties, which were my fault, it didn't work, and that's fine. But this podcast is everything to me. It's so much fun to do it. But it's getting dry, so I need to take a step back and regroup. So I've said that 5 times now. So we're going to go ahead and just do the episode like we do every episode with a little music in the news. So music in the news this week. Couple things. I think we had Bonnaroo, the music festival last weekend, and Trey. Speaking of Trey, he was there. I guess he's gone twice now. I think. He's got a whole thing about it. He will talk to you about that if you want to hear about it. So maybe we'll get him on to help talk about his experiences there. Which one was better, his first or second experience? But we had some cool stuff. I don't keep up with Bonnaroo because I think mostly the artists that go there are artists that I'm not familiar with. I think some really good acts are there. But I don't want to say never because I kind of like it now. But like electronic music and all that stuff, I don't have the patience to know all the facts and the just the story and everything around. I don't know the scene. There it is. I don't know the electronic music scene. But Trey, speaking of Trey, I saw Odessa with him. Odessa was awesome, and I do listen to Odessa from time to time. Really gets my energy going. So Bonnaroo, that's a cool thing. Post Malone was there, and he brought up Billy Strings, which I think I mentioned that I did see Billy Strings with my pal, Sean Cullen. And Billy Strings is a riot. I didn't know one song, like I said, but man, it was so good. It was so good. Billy Strings is amazing, and Post Malone bringing out Billy Strings at Bonnaroo was pretty dang cool. So Bonnaroo is a big thing for a lot of people. I know Coachella is jealous of Bonnaroo, so that happened. Now, second piece of news, which is kind of like a 2-for-1. We had 2 huge musicians just get arrested for DWI, I think, or DUI or something like that. Justin Timberlake and Travis Scott. Actually, Travis Scott wasn't driving. I don't think it was a driving-related thing. But Justin Timberlake was arrested for DUI, I think. And his mugshot is pretty funny. He looks like he was having a good time until he got his picture taken. Same thing with Travis Scott. He was in Miami, and I think he did some, alcoholic behavior, illegal behavior, whatever, like being all rambunctious. The guy was having just too much fun. That was the name of one of our episodes. So, musicians gotta realize that they are people too. Nobody's invincible. So that's all I got for music in the news. I think that's pretty funny. I think Justin Timberlake is very unexpected. I forgot he existed. But I love Suit and Tie. That's a great song. And the ones with Pharrell, like walk away, best me to talk to me, boy. Yeah, so he's is he a has-been? I don't think he is. I think he's great. But maybe he's a has-been. I think he was supposed to just go on tour too. We'll see what happens about that. But yeah, I don't really know much about the details, and I don't really want to try and inform you on the details because I'm not a lawyer. So music in the news, a lot of people getting in trouble, and Bonnaroo. Is that interesting? I don't know. What time we got? I've been filming these episodes on random days now. I used to have a strict date and time to do them, but then I kind of lost the groove of getting my ideas quick enough and etc. So I don't even know what's going on right now. I don't know what time it is. But I got this AC kicking in my face. I don't think you can hear that in the monitors. But that's okay if you can. You just deal with the noise. But I don't think you can hear it, like I said. So, anyways. This is an unscripted episode, and I think we like that. So, should we do another segment? Yeah, we got to do some more segments. It's only we're only 12 minutes in. Anyways, I think we're gonna do. Let's do. Should we do some on repeat? Because we haven't done on repeat in a while. Because I've been listening to the same stuff, and it still applies. But I'll talk to you guys about some other stuff I've been listening to. So let's do a little on repeat. All right, I'm gonna pull up my Spotify, so I can get. Whoops, jeez, I just got scared. What the hell? My thing just went in my ears. So, let me turn this down so I don't get that again. So for on repeat, I'll go through my Spotify playlist titled On Repeat because Spotify seems to have it down pat. Wow. Okay, a lot of the same things as when I last said, I can tell. However, I've been listening to a lot of Eric Clapton. I think we've talked about Clapton many times. He was a record of the week. 1 week we did, was it Slow Hand? I think we did Slow Hand. But we also talked about him. Jeez, I'm sorry for yawning. I work another job, and I gotta do it. I gotta start work at 6 a.m. So that was yesterday. So I'm a little tired today, but I got enough sleep. Actually, I slept bad. I sleep so bad recently. I think it's this heat. Anyways, on repeat, Eric Clapton. We talked about him with some controversial topics. He's a man of controversy, whether it's his family life, the losses in his life, his substance in his life, his mouth. He's a great freaking guitar player. And he makes pop hits, which is cool. I think it's so cool. I love 80s, 90s Clapton. That's the best. People don't know that. That's the cream of the crop. Creme de la crop. Is that how you say it? Give him a chance, man. Give him a chance. I don't really know. I don't even want to talk about the controversies because I'm not gonna even try to argue it. I just love the music. I love the music. So a lot of Eric Clapton. Other than that, more acoustic stuff. I've been listening to so much acoustic stuff. Which you guys know that. Bob Dylan. Actually, he's been, I've listened to. Okay, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Or just Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Amazing. Teach Your Children is my favorite song right now. Also, a lot of Dave Matthews. I love Dave Matthews, as most of you know. One of my favorites. Simon and Garfunkel. I think they were probably on that last one for me. What else? Have I listened to any new music? No, I haven't listened to a lot of new music lately. Has there been a lot of new music that came out? All I know is Sabrina Carpenter. All I know is she's pretty popular. But I don't listen to, 'cause I'm a singer. I'm working late. Very catchy. But you ever see the clips of Serena Carpenter on I'm pretty sure she's on the Eras Tour ballot, because it looks like a stadium where she performs, and like no way she's selling out stadiums, right? Maybe. That was mean. Maybe she is. She does this riff thing, and I think it's like, obviously she writes it ahead of time, because maybe not. Maybe she is really good at writing on the spot, but I would argue. But she does these little riffs at the end of one of the songs, and it's like the backing track that she sings over is very easy to rhyme with, because I think it's just us musicians know it as like a 1-4 progression, which is just 2 different chords back and forth. Simple beat. Or maybe there's even no chords under it. I'm trying to imagine it. Yeah, you know how she sings those songs where it's like, that's a double meaning if you went and cring ding 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 shing ding. Those are really foul. And I am not as hip as my age is. I'm a little bit sensitive to the vulgarness of music nowadays. Campfire is going to be good. I'll get to that. But vulgarness in music is fine, but when it's more than normal English, I tend to have a problem. Like, why do we have to swear every 3 seconds and also insult people, and also, well, not insult people, because we live in a world where nobody can be insulted, and that's good, I guess. You don't want to be mean. Don't be mean. But I mean, sometimes it's different. You know what I'm saying? What? No, you don't know what I mean. I mean, like, the lyrics are insulting in a way that's not to any type of person. It's just insulting to my ears, because it's like, ew, why are we talking about all these things? I get it. People like it. And I think it's fine. Like, it's just, sometimes I'm like, do you really have to say that gross a line? It's always about sex. Let's be honest. It's like sex, and drugs are not as bad. Violence is pretty bad, but nobody really talks about violence. It's just like sex, and it's like, ew. That's how I feel. But that's my I'm being stubborn for saying that. So I'm sorry. If you love songs about sex, that's fine, but I don't. I like songs about heading out west or loneliness. Not saying I am. I just find it interesting. I love songs about love. Just not like the Sabrina Carpenter. You know what if you know, you know. I'll just leave it at that. Sabrina Carpenter, she's great. She's got a really good voice. She's good looking. She's got it all. I'm working late 'cause I'm a singer. Anyways, on repeat, went into me rambling on. So let's do should we do a record of the week? Yeah, we'll do a record of the week. Let's do it. Here we go. We're going to do one by a band that everybody knows I love more than anything, but they haven't been a record of the week ever. So we're going to do an album by the Grateful Dead. I'm sorry for those who are like, God, I don't know any of this stuff. I'm sorry. That's what we're doing. And what other album should we end the season on with American Beauty by Grateful Dead? it's not even the right. Grateful Dead's American Beauty, folks. Let's get some more claps. I think that's good. So American Beauty is a 10 out of 10 album. If you are trying to get into the Grateful Dead, you start with this album or Europe 72, because that's their real, like, that's the real base. But you start with American Beauty, because you got songs like Friend of the Devil and Ripple on there. They're two most, I'd say two of their most recognizable songs. But you also have Box of Rain. Phil Lesh sings that one. Candyman, Operator, some deep. You have real good deep cuts on this album that are still amazing. Amazing. You got Broke Down Palace, one of the saddest songs of all time. One that makes me tear jerk. Actually. Mama, Mama, many worlds have come since I first left home. So simple, but it's so complex when sung and listened to and thought about. American Beauty by the Grateful Dead takes the cake for every category in terms of their discography. Now, Working Man's Dead, their coinciding album that was released within the same year, is very, very good too. And I would consider it, I think it came out before, but it's the sequel in my opinion. In terms of getting into Grateful Dead albums, you start with American Beauty, you go to Working Man's Dead. But we're talking about American Beauty today. Like I said, Ripple, Sugar Magnolia. She's got everything delightful. She's got everything I need. When I'm in trouble, read my ticket when I scream. Such a good album. Album cover art is amazing. I have no complaints about that album. No complaints. It's so good. And that's where my love for the Grateful Dead is going to soar in. So, record of the week. Give it a listen if you haven't. But a lot of people know it. So that's just going to conclude our season 1 record of the week finale.
She's got everything delightful. She's got everything I need. Takes the wheel when I'm seeing double. Pays my ticket when I speak.
Is there anything cool out there sounds? There's the munch. Moo. And then I think we got the asthma guy cough. Maybe I took him off. I think I probably took him off because it was annoying. We got to upgrade the soundboard for next season. So, anyways, that's going to conclude our season finale of Record of the Week, baby. So now we're going to go into one we haven't done. I don't think we've done this one in a couple episodes. I can't remember. But it's my favorite. It's the campfire. The campfire. So for the campfire, we're going to end this season on a little story. A little story time. I'm getting weird. Okay. So, for reference. Now, I'm not going to hate on anyone. Especially anyone listening. But I went to, I'm 19. I'm almost 20. I'm almost 20. I'm 19 and 3/4. No. I'm 19. I'm almost 20 years old. I went to Florida for college. Okay, everybody knows this backstory, but I'm going to say it anyways. I went to college my freshman year in Florida. Came back. I'm home for the summer. And I'm going to keep the details as light as possible because, it's like one of those stories that is like, you don't need to know all the details. I'm just going to give you the funny parts. So, I was at a high school prom. Okay, got it. Not going to hate on anyone. Let me tell you something. We mentioned Serena Carpenter and the vulgar music, right? Now, I went to this prom. People around me, nice people, amazing people, fun, dancing, awesome. Things, people you're supposed to have at a prom, textbook. But did we spend 3.5 hours taking photos? Yes. And did we only get 3 good photos? Yes. But do I have to be okay with that? Yeah. Why? Because there was a giant charcuterie board. Also, my face started just bleeding from the sun. It burnt off like a what do they call them? A scab. Awesome. Great. Love that. Face is bleeding. Got blood on the pictures. Only got 5 good pictures in 3.5 hours of pictures. Let's do it again. All right. So that's not my problem. Now, I've been to, this isn't a flex, and you'll hear why in a second. I've been to 5 proms, okay? Because I got friends from all different schools, okay? I got folks. Now, here's the thing. I hate prom. I hate prom. I've been to 2 at one school, 2 at my high school, and 1 at another high school. So that makes for 1 that I went to my own high school, my class, right? I'm not saying the proms I went to sucked. I'm saying I just don't like prom. I hate prom. I think it's because I'm not the biggest social butterfly, especially around random people. I like what I like. I like my group of people. I like my people. And I also, what I also hate is I hate like drama, gossip, itineraries, planning, bullshitting. So that's basically a prom in a nutshell. I like dancing, but I don't like unironically dancing. Like, I'll dance for you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though it's weird and you just cringe at that, if you're watching, like me just like dancing, like I'll do like a little like spin if I could. I can't, so I'm just gonna do like a little half spin. Half spin, Mississippi uptown, half step. I got problems. Anyways, I was at the prom, and I hate proms, and I'm just clarifying that before I say anything bad about this one, because it wasn't bad. It was an amazing prom. The venue was awesome. People are great. Lots of dancing, more dancing than any prom I've ever been to. So it was the perfect prom. Now, like I just said, I am not a fan. I shouldn't have said hate. I'm just not a fan of proms. So we go to the prom. The dinner before the prom is a private dinner. Like, I say private, but that's it. I don't mean like fancy private. I just mean like it wasn't with the school. This high school prom, and it's at my place of business. Oh god, it's at his place of business. Oh, and did my coworkers see me? Yes. Oh, was it embarrassing? No, it's not. And that's the lesson. Don't be embarrassed. Okay, we'll get there later. We'll also get to Sabrina Carpenter in a second. It's just weird going back to a 5th prom. It's okay, though. Like I said, people were nice. Let me clarify that before any of them watch that. People are amazing. The people, super nice to me, too. Awesome. Thanks, guys. But they go unnamed for the sake of anonymity. Anonymousness. Just said 3 words that don't exist. Okay. Anyways, between dinner and the prom, there was 1:40 written down. This was planned. Drive around in the limo. Okay. All right, that's fine. Let's do it. I'm the last one on the bus. Have to sit all the way in the back corner. Do I get car sick easily? Yup. Did I? Yup. Oh my god. I didn't. Okay, I don't really know any of the people there except my date. And for the sake of anonymity, I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to offend anyone. And just to keep it fun and mysterious. So I'm in the back corner, and it's 100 degrees in a tux, right? That I just bought for this. So there's that. Car sick immediately. And we got an hour and a half of planned driving. So there's no like cutting it early. Like, we're just driving around, and the limo guy is being paid to just drive us in circles before this prom starts. Dumbest thing in my opinion, but I understand why it's fun. So it's a fun thing to do, right? Because you get to listen to music blast and sit there with your knees touching each other and sweat. Sounds like tons of fun to me. Anyways, I'm being very harsh, and I'm only being harsh because I was so car sick, and if I was not, I'd probably have such a good time on that thing. But the only other problem was the music was so sad. I don't mean literally sad, like sad music. I mean everything was like about like sex and like the intricacies of sex. I say the intricacies of sex as if I'm trying to be very formal and what's the word? Clean about it, but it was like I've never heard some of this music. All rap, by the way. I don't know any of these artists. I don't recognize any of the voices, except there's probably some Drake in there, but he's not as bad. He's not as bad as a lyricist in terms of vulgarity. But I'm sitting there car sick, listening to these words, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like, is this really going on right now? And I understand there's some listeners listening right now that are like, it's amazing, it's better than what you listen to, stupid Grateful Dead guy. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Opinions are opinions. I'm not saying it's bad, but like you can't objectify that it's not, like there isn't lyrics worse than that. Like it's pretty gross. But I also say that because rap's not really my style. So it used to be my style. I used to love Playboy Cardi. 10 minutes, yeah, you know, all that stuff. And Kanye, Tyler the Creator. But this is like that new, what's it like? Every rapper is like Lil or like, I don't know, Druzy or something like that. Lil Sleepy, you know, all these names. I don't know anybody. But I only added the prom thing for context of where I was. I'm not saying the prom was bad. Let me just say that. The prom was not bad. It was awesome. Great people. Awesome. Very nice to me. But the limo, I was so sick. And this music was like it wasn't bad. And I wasn't like, I wasn't scoffing at the music being played. I was just like, whoa, we listen. Like people sing about this. Like people go to work. Like rappers go to work. They're like, yo, I'm going to head to work. I'll be back at 5, honey. I hope you're making chicken for dinner. And then they're like, I'm not even going to say it, but like, it's just, I get a little worried. I get a little worried about the fate of humanity in those moments. And then you have children younger than the people I was with listening to it. Like you got like 14-year-olds listening. I'm like, ooh, and they're vaping and stuff. I don't know. I don't get the culture. But I'm old and I'm not cool. I'm weird. So, but weird's a good thing in my opinion. I think being weird's awesome. And now at this point, you guys are my therapist and I'm venting about how I need to not be so judgy. So that's awesome. And this episode is going swell for me. Season finale. But I loved the experience. Besides that, I loved it. Always good to go back to high school. So that's, that's a great thing. Now, where does this connect to Sabrina Carpenter? Is it Sabrina? I don't know. Have I been saying the wrong one? Her music is the same. It's like, are we serious with this music? Little concerning. Go listen for yourself. I'm not going to talk about it, even though this show I should be, because this is where you get your information, right? It's not. So the campfire, I hope nobody is listening that was offended by that. If you were, screw it. You're not. It's fine. Nobody's listening. The campfire story, man. I worry about music. I worry about music becoming dominantly just drum beats with swear words. It's a little scary. But we do have hope. Like the guy McGee, that McGee guy. People are loving that guy. So, are you looking up? Are you looking wide? That guy. I talked about him last week. I'm still loving that. He's still cool. I mean, it's not as fresh, but I don't listen to him on my own time. But if I see a TikTok clip, I'm like, heck yeah, let's listen to this guy. Let's watch this. I see Sabrina Carpenter, and I'm like, nice voice, dresses, what's the word, flamboyantly or sparkly or something. Great, good shows woman. But the lyrics, they make me like, ooh, let's be careful. Like, how is that okay? Does anybody agree? Probably. I'm probably going to die alone on this hill, and that's fine. But I think some of the prom music was actually really good. We went to the prom, and the DJ there was awesome. DJ was great. Even though I didn't know anybody, so I kind of just stood in the corner and was like the weirdo. I did dance to some Katy Perry, because I love Katy Perry. That DJ was great. And they had food that was great, and they had, enough about this prom. No more vulgarity in music. That's the message of the campfire to end season 1, episode 8. The final episode is season 1. And before I let you guys go, we're going to go on a little bit brighter thing than me being car sick and listening to vulgar music. Because that was the highlight of the story, the main bit. Let's go to something a little more lighthearted. As I end the season, just thanks again for being here. Season 1, like I said, very short break. I'm hoping shouldn't be too long. You know why? Because this this is where I'm spending my time. Like, this is my job. This is my job, is to do the Tune HQ stuff. I got 2 jobs, but this is my main one, my main man. So we're just gonna take a short break. Be back in a couple weeks. Thanks so much. If you've been here for every episode, holy cow. I don't know if there is anybody that's been here for every episode. I think I might be assuming there's a few, but I genuinely don't know if anybody's seen every single episode. If you have, please let me know. Shoot me a text that you watched the last episode of the season, and you'll be back for season 2. And I hope it's going to be blowing your mind, because I think it's going to be really good. I'm looking so forward to it. I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Enough of hyping it up. Thanks so much for being here. Stay safe every Sunday night. I know I won't be there for you next Sunday night, and maybe the one after and the one after. But hopefully not much longer than that. This is still the summer, so I still got plenty of time to be doing this. We're just going to reconstruct the podcast and hit the ground running with season 2 very shortly. Look out for new guests, new scenes, new sets, new sounds, new everything, new music. I want to get some fresh takes. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, even if you're not, because I have talked to some people about being a guest on this podcast, and for those that I have talked to, you could disregard this, unless this is what applies. This is what you favor. But if you're not with me, or near me, or you know where I am if you do. But if you're not where I am, and you want to be a guest, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, shoot me a call, DM me on Instagram, DM this TuneHQ on Instagram, send a comment, whatever. Any way you want to reach me, I'll find it. I promise I'll find it. And let me know, and we'll get some callers. We'll take emails. I'll take questions. But like I said, we gotta build a brand. So that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna do a lot of building, and be back very, very shortly. So once again, this is Tuned In with your host, Jake Marcello. And I will be seeing you very soon with some guests. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.